Hello fellow Palians, today I'm going to try and answer the most important question in any live sim game. What is the best way to make money? I'm going to put to the test bug catching, hunting and fishing to see which one will come out on top, and this will hopefully help give you an idea early game as to where to channel your time and efforts if you're wishing to make a quick buck. I know that I need lots and lots of money to feed my furniture addiction, so this will definitely come in handy for me at least. Now, we are still in closed beta, so it's already worth mentioning that we have seen price adjustments. The sale prices of the Sanuk antlers, which were previously selling for around 120 gold, and now down to around 43, which is a huge difference. So just worth noting that there may be changes in the future, but hopefully kind of the mechanics as to the way you make money won't change too much. For clarity, I'm going to be spending 15 minutes doing each of these tasks, and I'm using a standard bow, fishing rod and bug belt, but I'm going to be using the lowest graded arrows and spoke bombs to make this realistic towards early players, and also because the ingredients of these are very easy to come by, so you can craft lots and lots. Trust me, you're going to need them. So without further ado, don't forget to like and subscribe, but let's start work. So with the recent nerfing of the antlers, I really wanted to give hunting a go straight away to see if this is still a very good money maker. In order to make all of these fair, what I'm going to do is just start the timer straight outside of my home spawn point, and hopefully that will keep things nice and consistent, or as consistent as possible. It took me no time at all to find my first victim. It feels wrong calling them that, but this one got away. But thankfully there was just another one over the hill, and this was our first kill of the task so far. No antler though, but we did get some hide and meat. It wasn't long until I found my next victim, and this one was a pretty good shot. I thought I was quite far away. Sometimes I do find it a bit easier from being at a height or down below just to get that shot right. I will say when doing this, it was super hard not to forage for other items like mushrooms and things, and had I not been doing this challenge, I think I definitely would try and pick up as much as I can whilst I'm out and about in the world, because obviously you're there, you might as well collect it. It's more money in the bank to collect, so it's definitely worthwhile doing that. I try and tell myself that if I'm out in the world, do not go home with spaces in your inventory. Collect, collect, collect. Get as much as possible. As you can see, I did have a bit of bad luck, but this one, I thought that was quite a good shot. I don't know why I'm just wasting arrows. That is not cost effective. So the kills were coming pretty quick. I was pretty impressed. I didn't see too many antlers, so I'm not 100% sure, but maybe they have nerfed the amount of drops as well with the antlers, the amount of them, perhaps. I don't know. If you do know, let me know in the comments. But I was quite surprised how many actual deer there were around, because I was slightly concerned about the hunting wouldn't have as good potential because of the frequency of the animals. I don't know whether I just got super lucky and they just seemed to be everywhere, but I did get quite a few kills. I think I got more than I was expecting to get. Perhaps maybe the bow had something to do with it, or there just wasn't many people hunting around at this time, which might have a contributing factor as well. But the deer were definitely coming in, and I actually leveled up to hunting level 5, which I was pretty impressed with. The deer soon kind of diminished, so I had to turn my attention to the chapper and get some fur and tails and things, which I wasn't mad about. Sometimes, I don't know what it is, but the chappers do feel like they're a little bit easier to kill, which is odd because you would think having a bigger target to aim at, they should be easier, but maybe they're just a little bit less skittish perhaps. I'm not sure, to be honest. I did have to take a short break to go and repair my bow because I thought I would be okay, but I wasn't. It only took me about maybe 30 seconds to a minute or so to go here and repair, which isn't a huge loss to be fair, and obviously we don't want the standard bow to break and then have to recraft it again. Whilst I was out, it also started to get a little bit dark, which I was worried would make it harder to see the animals. However, it wasn't too bad, and I still managed to get quite a few different kills as well. So that 15 minutes went super quick. I think because I was active all the time, it made it so much easier for the time to pass and to keep yourself entertained. But I think my haul was pretty good. As you can see, we got a wide variety of items, some star quality items as well, which will obviously sell for a higher profit. And I was actually super impressed. Even with the nerfing of the antlers, we still managed to make 1,355 gold, which is pretty good for 15 minutes work. And if you times that by 4, so for a full hour's work, that would be 5,420 gold. That's pretty impressive. Obviously, this is going to be dependent on certain things like spawns and how close you are to the animals at the time and how many shots you accurately get, but that's a good amount of money. So next up, I decided to try bug catching. Now, I thought that this would be interesting, and definitely I thought that this was going to be the best money maker because bugs are literally everywhere. So you can just keep catching and catching and catching. You're constantly doing it. Was I wrong? Let's have a look. So I will say that it did actually feel like there weren't as many bugs around as possible. Maybe it was because I was doing this challenge and perhaps I just jinxed myself. But normally I feel like there's so many of them. There's so many things jumping out of the grass, but I just struggled. And most of the things that I found were actually butterflies, which I do find are quite easy to get hold of. They're quite easy to catch, but I don't think that they're worth much money at all. So even though there is an abundance of them, they're not going to be a great money maker. At one point, I did purposefully head towards the beach because previously when I've been on the beach, there's been so many bugs here as well, but there were literally none. And I also think the beach is a good place because you can see them better, but I was so shocked. I was like, why is there nothing here? So that was a huge, huge waste of time. With all that being said, I still do feel like there was a good variety of bugs in the end. I found some crickets, some dragonflies and other stuff. I think that would be interesting to see the day to night aspect of this and see what bugs at nighttime, if they earn more money than the daytime ones. Maybe that's something I'll have to look at in the future. But overall, I did catch a fair few, and this is probably one of my favorite activities in the game. I love this bug catching mechanic. It's slightly different to other games, so maybe that's why it appeals so much to me. So the 15 minutes were up and I whisked back home, eager to see how much this would all sell for. There were so many items. I've upgraded my backpack once and I was surprised it was almost full. As you can see, we got some good gold star ones and there was a garden leaf hopper, which was slightly rarer, I believe. I've not seen many of them. But this in total came to 1,131 gold and I was shocked. I was shocked that this was less than the hunting one. So perhaps maybe I just got unlucky and maybe bug catching is better. I just had a bad round. I do not know, but I was shook. This means that if you did this for a full hour based on these stats, it would be 4,524 gold, which isn't too shabby either. And I kind of enjoy it more, maybe perhaps it feels less kind of, I don't know, annoying when you don't manage to get a kill. But I do enjoy bug catching still. So the final thing we're going to test is fishing. Now, I'm not a huge fan of fishing in most games. I honestly, now that I know what I'm doing though, I do not mind it in Palia and it's quite a chill thing to do. But that being said, it is very, very time consuming. The fact that you have to find the plot and then you have to reel out your rod and then you have to wait for it to come in, that all takes a lot of time, and it is more time than it takes to kind of shoot an arrow or catch a bug, which will mean that I don't have high hopes for this making a lot of money, because if you're doing all that, that means that that's less fish that you can catch, less fish that then you can sell. So I really wasn't shocked when I did not manage to catch many fish at all. I will say that I was very, very excited to catch my first waterlogged chest. However, this really didn't help towards my challenge. It did give me a nice pretty shelf though. So let's see if this was all worth it. As you can see, there really isn't much fish here. I was a little bit disappointed by how many fish I caught. There's my waterlogged chest, which I will open in a minute and show you the lovely little shelf that I got from it. But 549 gold, that's pretty poor. I really do think that there needs to be an increase in the prices for the fish. Definitely, it's a lot of hard work, it's time consuming, it's not as exciting as the other activities, I will say that for sure. But if you did decide to do this for a full hour based on this, it would be 2,196 gold, which is terrible compared to the other activities, that's for sure. So there we have it. It looks like our winner is hunting. Do I think that there's much in between hunting and bug catching? Probably not. I think I'm just going to consistently do both, probably just to try and make some money. The bug catching is probably my preferred activity just for fun levels, so maybe I will just keep doing that instead of hunting. But I think despite them being nerfed, the antlers and obviously the different things that you get from the hunting are still pretty worth it. So definitely, if you're early stages of the game struggling to make money, I would focus on those two activities over the fishing, that's for sure, and then have your farming on the side as well. Keep doing that as well, because you will make money that way. Farming tip just before we go, a little bonus thing, definitely be working towards purchasing the seed collector, because seeds are expensive in the game, and having the seed collector is making a hell of a difference to me, that's for sure. So I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know what you're doing to make money. This is obviously aimed at early game. As we progress, I'm sure there's going to be different ways, but let me know in the comments how you're making your money. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye-bye.